You may have seen this video before, the quest to build a 4D Rubik's Cube, explaining the process of how I, with the help of some other fellow hypercubers, expanded the designs of Melinda's 2x2x2x2 into a physical 3x3x3x3 that I have here. The video also talked about a few other designs that have been made for physically representing various 4D puzzles into 3D space. One of those designs was this rendering for a physical 1x3x3x3 that I made almost 4 years ago, and I think it's about time that I built one. So, a few weeks ago, I bulk ordered some magnets, and I started prototyping and making some more prototypes, and making some more prototypes, and making even more prototypes. You get the point. I iterated on the design a few times, and after all of that, I did a lot of 3D printing, and I built this. A physical 1x3x3x3. A physical hyper floppy cuboid, I guess. But what is a 1x3x3x3 and how does this represent it? Let's look at the virtual puzzle to understand a little bit more. Here you can see the virtual 1x3x3x3 in the Magic Puzzle Ultimate program. The puzzle has 8 cells, just like the 3x3x3x3. There's 7 visible, and then there's a pink one on the outside. The puzzle has 8 5-colored kind of corner pieces, 12 4-colored kind of edge pieces, 6 3-colored almost centers, or we would call them bridges probably. I don't know. The terms get a little weird, but 6 3-colored pieces, and then 1 2-colored piece that just goes between the two sides. The fact that this is a 2-colored piece becomes a little more clear if you think about like a 1x3x3, like a floppy cube in 3D. There's just kind of one piece in the center that goes between the two opposite faces. But thinking about that analogy makes you think about these pink and purple stickers, because every single piece on the puzzle has a sticker on both the purple side and on the pink side, which is really interesting because all of the pieces will have pink and purple, which we'll see in the physical puzzle, as well as any turn of the purple or pink cell doesn't even change the state of the puzzle. It's effectively just doing a cube rotation, and Magic Puzzle Ultimate, if I remember, doesn't really like that, so I'm not going to try. But anyways, the twists that you can do are of these 6 other cells of the non-pink and purple faces. And so you can do 90-degree turns like this, and you can do 180-degree turns of the other axes. And you can see that these ones swap pink and purple. But to understand how this works on the physical puzzle, let's change our view settings a little bit. So we're going to make the faces just a little bigger. We'll even make the stickers a little bigger also. And so now you can see it looks a lot like a 3x3, except there's this purple thing in the middle, and we also have this pink thing that's not visible right now. But we can still do these 3x3 turns, and it looks a lot like a 3x3 now. And then we can also do these 180-degree twists, where the pink and purple swap, and the whole face kind of mirrors, if you're thinking about this as a 3D chunk on a puzzle. And this is exactly what we're going to see on the physical puzzle in the same way. Now back to the physical puzzle. You can see that we have pink and purple on every piece, like the virtual puzzle. The pink is on the inside, shown on kind of the center circle of each of the faces, and then an extra piece out here just so all the moves will line up, but we can talk about that. And then pink on the outside. And then everything else looks basically like a Rubik's Cube, like we saw in the virtual puzzle. So these outer faces or cells, like this is the white cell, can be twisted like normal 3x3 moves, and it can be flipped 180 degrees in any direction. And that's really the puzzle. It's pretty simple. The layouts of the pink and purple on the outsides of the piece are just made so that no matter what of these flips you do, it will always swap the pink and purple on all of the pieces on that face. And that really is the puzzle. So we can do regular moves, and we can do these flipping moves, and then we have a physical 1x3x3x3. So now what's next in the journey? I have made a lot of different physical 4D puzzles. Before I bought a physical 2x2x2x2, I 3D printed and made my own one. I made all the Hypercuboid series leading up to the 3x3x3x3. I've made the domino reduced 2x2x2x2x2, or 2 to the 5. And now I've also made this, the hyper floppy cuboid, or the 1x3x3x3. And there are more puzzles that I want to make, but another thing that I want to start working on is making higher quality versions of both the 1x3x3x3 and the 3x3x3x3 to make them to points where these puzzles can be more accessible. This 1x3x3x3 was a great step in that direction. It's definitely higher quality and a better magnet strength than the 3x3x3x3 was, but it still has some things to work on. You may notice there's a lot of little lines and kind of defects on some of the surfaces. This is because I made this puzzle by, instead of printing individual pieces that were later connected, I 3D printed each like whole cubies at a time, or I would print them in batches of quite a few cubies, and I would pause the print on layers right before the pockets for the magnets would close, like be covered up, and put all the magnets in. So because I was paused on those layers for a long time, there was slight differences in the cooling and everything, and so the printing wasn't as smooth on the following layers after that. But I have some ideas to work to smooth these out. But overall, I'm really happy with how this thing turned out, especially that I was able to make it in a really short period of time, just a couple days once I finished the prototyping. So yeah, let me know what you think if you have any questions and what puzzles you might like to see. And I'll see you next time.